Okay, folks, I'm going to be doing a series of short videos connecting mainly Elvis to the number 666 because Elvis is the Antichrist and Trump is the Antichrist in the flesh, okay? And he's going to make sure that Elvis is worshipped, okay? Because Elvis will end up being the mark of the beast. Anyway, so these are my two predictions. And now let's get to these series of videos. This is going to be part one. So the Bible tells you that the mark of the beast will be either the image of the beast or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And his number is 666, right? And obviously, as Christians, we are not to worship the beast or take his mark, okay? So make sure you do not take it. All right. And anyway, so, right now I'm just going to have you focus on the number of his name, possibly being the mark of the beast. Like I said, Elvis is the real Antichrist, but Trump is the Antichrist in the flesh, okay? And he's going to make sure Elvis is worshipped. Now, look at Elvis's name, okay? And, he's known for just one name, basically. He's not only that, he's known as the King, right? And I told you that Seattle's in King County. But look, E.L., why is this important that his name starts with E.L.? And then we'll get to the last three letters. But first, let's look at why his name is so important. E.L. means God in Hebrew, okay? So it's super important. So now that we know what the E.L. stands for, let's figure out what the V.I.S. means. So let's first start with the V.I. In Roman numerals, the V.I. equals 6. V is 5 and I is 1. So VI equals 6. So then that would mean that EL, which means God, VI, which means 6, then what would the S mean? The S means more than 1. Okay, it means more than 1, right? You get what I'm saying? So instead of saying 6, you would be saying sixes. So it's God sixes. That's what you're seeing. Okay, so it could be 2 sixes or 3 sixes or whatever, but mainly you understand he's the God of sixes. That's what it's telling you. Okay, so basically it's in his name. That's the point here. All right? He's L sixes. Did you get that? Because VI in Roman numerals is 6, and the S stands for more than 1. So it could be anything more than 1 6. So basically, we're just going to imply that VIS means sixes, okay? I mean 666. And if you ask Google, what does VIS mean? It means power, force, or strength. Any of these three definitions for VIS. Because it's ELVIS. You understand? God. EL means God, and then VIS, which is the 666, and then the power, force, and strength. And is it just a coincidence that, because I told you the prediction that I'm telling you that has to do with Seattle and connects to Elvis somehow after the event happens on June 11th, June just happens to have almost the same numbers as VIS. VIS equals 50 and 14 in the forward numbers, which is the most important numbers, and then backwards, it's different than June. See, the forward numbers in June is the same as VIS. See, but the backward numbers are not the same, but this is more important anyway, the forward numbers. So I'm just saying, what is the chance? And Israel was founded on 514, the state of Israel, or whatever the heck. And Trump, he's born on 6/14, and if you go from the first of the year to 6/14, it's 5 months, 14 days. So you have another connection there, 5/14. But just remember, my predictions are 6/11, June 11th, which has to do with Seattle, King County, and Washington State. And my other prediction is Trump gets his head wound in Ohio on August 4th, which just happens to be Obama's birthday. But Trump gets the head wound. So again, before I show you the next thing, just make sure you remember that EL means God, VI in Roman numerals is 6, and then S, means more than one. So it's God sixes, you know what I mean? So just remember, LVIS is the sixes, all right? But here is the real way to write 666 in Roman numerals, like the full way of writing it is DCLXVI equals 666. See, this is a breakdown. D is 500, C is 100, L is 50, X is 10, V is 5, I is 1 equals 666. And you know what? Notice that it's just 5 1s and zeros. Look at that. And you know why I'm saying that? Because isn't that interesting that Satan has the 5s and 1s and zeros? Look at that. You know? Look at that. It's all 5 1s and zeros. I guess that's just another coincidence, huh? But anyway, that's how you write 666 in Roman numerals, DCLXVI. Now pay close attention. Now, isn't it interesting that if you were to put DCLXVI into the gematria calculator, okay, we're not talking about Roman numerals. I mean, it's a Roman numerals, but what I'm saying is you put it into the gematria calculator where, the letters are A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, in our alphabet. Anyway, DCLXVI equals the exact same as the word Jewish. DCLXVI, which equals 666. You understand, in Roman numerals. It equals the exact same as the word Jewish. And you know what's interesting is 162. June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. The day I'm telling you Seattle's going to be struck. And isn't it interesting that when you put DCLXVI, which is 666 in Roman numerals, with the word ELVIS, this is what it equals. The forward numbers, forget about the backward numbers. Look at the forward numbers for ELVIS with the 666 in Roman numerals, see? It equals the exact same as June 11th. And this is the only date on the calendar where it equals this, the same as ELVIS and the 666 in Roman numerals. No other date when written out equals this, only June 11th. So you have to ask yourself, what is the chance of that? Okay? Do you understand what I'm showing you here? It's the only date that equals ELVIS with the 666 in Roman numerals in gematria. And here's a few other, just a few other things that you could say that kind of equals the same. And, DCLXVI, which is 666, with the word ELVIS is 141. Lucifer Elvis equals 141. Seattle Slew equals 141. June 11th equals 141. And why did I put Seattle Slew? Because Seattle Slew was a horse that won the Triple Crown on June 11th, the same year Elvis died. A horse called Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on June 11th. And slew means to violently kill. So they're going to slew Seattle on June 11th. Do you see how incredible that is? Anyway, the whole point of what I was showing was that ELVIS with DCLXVI, which is 666 in Roman numerals, is the same as June 11th. And that's the only date on the whole calendar that equals the same as ELVIS with DCLXVI, which is the 666 in Roman numerals. You understand? It's the only date, June 11th. What is the chance? Oh, and you remember I put, and I showed you that DCLXVI in gematria, which is, DCLXVI in Roman numerals, this is 666 in Roman numerals. It equals the exact same in gematria as the word Jewish, right? Okay. Check this crazy thing out. So if you were to put a crown, because the letter O is a crown, and I told you it's all about the Triple Crown. So if you put a crown on January 8th, which is Elvis's birthday, the day he was born, him and his identical twin twin was sacrificed or died at birth or whatever, and that's why Trump is the replacement twin. But look, you put a crown on January 8th, put a crown, which is the letter O, on August 16th, then put one crown on the twin events, June 11th and September 11th. You understand? Because June 11th is the next September 11th. Look what it equals. Look at this. In gematria, 740 with 880. That's the same as DCLXVI, 7488 backwards. Look at that. 74 with a crown, 88 with a crown, 162 with a crown. You see? And even the bottom numbers match. 27 plus 2 is 29. Look, you get 29. 30 plus 4 equals 34. 101 plus 2 is 103. 118 plus 4 is 122. Every number matches. You see? 219 plus 6 is 225. 57 plus 6 is 63. Everything is DCLXVI. It's a perfect match, man. Can you believe that? So that's Elvis's birthday, Elvis's death, and June 11th, September 11th. One crown, because it's a twin crown. You know, I only put one because it didn't match if I put it two crowns. Because it's just one. You know, that's why they needed both of them to happen. So remember, DCLXVI is 666 in Roman numerals, and this is what it equals, right? DCLXVI 7488, which is 666 in Roman numerals, right? DCLXVI. How about this crazy coincidence? Because, you know, Seattle is in Washington, right? And George Washington, he has two birthdays, right? His celebrated birthday, see, he was originally born on 2/11, which happens to be the 42nd day of the year, by the way. And Washington State is the 42nd state. So his original birthday, 2/11, was the 42nd day of the year. And, you know, Elvis died at the age of 42. But anyway, his celebrated birthday, when they changed it to the new birthday that they celebrated, is 2/22/1732. And Elvis's birthday is 1935. Look at the amount of days. 74 with the crown with 88. If you add the day, it's 74089. You see that? You see how perfect that is? Because Elvis turns 89 next year, right? And 74 plus the crown, because the O is the 15th letter of the alphabet, makes 89. 74 plus the 15 makes 89. And when did King Charles get crowned? At the age of 74. That's what that whole ritual was about. Okay? Because I told you that Elvis, it's all for Elvis, everything you're seeing. And you know, next year is a leap year, 2024, when this Seattle event's going to happen. Okay, so don't pay attention to this part right here because this is a different video. But from the first of the year to 6/11 is 162 or 163 days on a leap year. Look at that. 74 plus 88 is 162. 74 plus 89 is 163. See, it's perfect. You know, it goes exactly to where I was just showing you the Washington celebrated birthday to Elvis's birthday is 74,088 days or 74,089 days. 7488, 7489. And that's from first of the year to 6/11 on a leap year. 162 or 163. And the reason I'm emphasizing this is because the 162nd day of the year is June 11th, right? On a regular year, it's the 162nd day of the year. On a leap year, it's 163rd day, 7488. And I told you DCLXVI equals 7488, okay? That's the whole point. DCLXVI is 666 in Roman numerals. And I told you that Jesus equals 74, Lucifer equals 74, because Jesus created Lucifer, gave him a perfect name, but he lost his 74 name and became Satan. So he lost his crown. Anyway, 74 plus 15 equals 89, which I showed you. And Elvis in 2024, he turns 89, and the 24th prime number is 89. See, like I said, everything matches perfect. See, the crown is 15, and King Charles was crowned, remember? At the age of 74. 74 plus the crown is 89. Okay, listen, I'm going to recap the more important information and I'm going to end it with that. Okay, so remember, Elvis's name could end up being the mark of the beast, okay, somehow. So pay attention. Or it could be his image or or the number of his name, whatever. Just pay attention. EL, right? Oops. Sorry about that. Anyway, EL and then VIS. Okay, so EL means God in Hebrew. Okay, so that's very important. EL means God in Hebrew. So the other part of his name, VIS, let's start with the meaning. VIS means power, force, or strength. If you ask Google, they'll tell you that's what it means. But the hidden meaning of VIS is sixes. Because VI in Roman numerals, which is what they, were counting with back then, VI equals 6. And that's why the S at the end of Elvis means more than one. Sixes. That's what that's all about. So it's the God of sixes, EL sixes. And remember, I showed you that the exact way to that makes 666 in Roman numerals is DCLXVI. D is 500, C is 100, L is 50, X is 10, V is 5, and I is 1. Okay? And this is the total is 666, DCLXVI. And notice which numbers that you see repeating is the 5, the 1, and the 0. Just like Satan, his name is 5510 in the forward numbers in Gematria. 510. You see? The 5 and 5 and 1 0. You see what I'm saying? It's exactly the same as the DCLXVI numbers. Oops. The 5, 1, and the zeros. See? Look, 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. 666. And this is going to be the last thing I showed. Just like I said, it was just a recap. So Elvis with DCLXVI, which is 666 in Roman numerals. Elvis DCLXVI equals the exact same in the forward numbers as June 11th. And this is the only date on the whole calendar that equals the exact same as equals the same as Elvis with 666 in Roman numerals, DCLXVI. You see? Only the forward numbers. And no other date matches. Only June 11th. Just ask yourself, what is the chance of that? Okay? Like I said, June 11th is the target date that Washington State gets struck. King County. Elvis was known as the King. Seattle's probably going to be ground zero. Anyway, these are my 2 predictions. End of video.